Submissions. The power of early submission. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about submission. So in today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to take some time to recap all the things we've discussed regarding submission. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my hubby. What's up, babe?
Hey guys, this is Will, and thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out videos like this one. This is a weekly podcast. We come to you every Saturday. In this podcast, we talk about
love, life, family, but most of all, relationships. Y'all know how it is here.
Absolutely. We talk about relationship. So over the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about submission. But before we get into today's topic, we're going to go into what we call our blissful moments. So here we go. Time for the blissful moment. So I don't have one.
You don't have one? I'm trying to think of one.
Well, I have one. It's kind of work related.
Yeah. So what is it?
You know, I would have had a very tight week, but my colleagues kind of put together and sent me some help.
Okay.
So far this week, I've had a new employee every day. Well, a different employee rather every day in my office giving me a hand. So it's been good.
That's good.
And everybody had nice stuff to say about the office, and I had nice stuff to say about the people who come to help too. So it worked out, because without that, it would have been a chaotic week for us, because I have 2 employees out.
Wow, that's tough.
So, but you know, when you work with good people, they do what they can to help you.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right. Yeah, so that's very blissful. That's good.
I'm grateful.
That's good. I mean, yeah, you should be. You know, because otherwise you'll be running back and forth by yourself.
Yes. I'll probably be like crazy exhausted at the end of the week.
I'm sure.
But hey, listen, you know, when you work with good people, and then not just work, sometimes it's in our personal lives. We have people that would bend over backwards to help us out. And that has happened for us several times. So, but I'm grateful.
That's awesome.
What's your blissful moment?
No, I feel like, you know, last Sunday, after church, we went to Cane's. I think their chicken wasn't so bad. Y'all, if you haven't checked them out, they're not bad. I had 3 pieces of chicken.
We've been trying to try this place for the last 3 months.
Since they opened.
Yes.
And
they've always been busy. And when everybody's like, man,
y'all,
they are busy.
If you haven't checked out Cane's, I mean... The one in Palm Beach, like in Boynton Beach per se. It's like, it's not bad. It's not bad. I kind of feel like I was eating like a fish fry at first because it tasted like what?
But you know, typically you get this type of chicken, they hard.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't. It was tender.
So y'all, listen, it's right across from Chick-fil-A, which is like a big competition, all chicken, right? Because Cane's don't sell burgers and Chick-fil-A don't sell burgers. So although Chick-fil-A has more stuff on their menu than them,
I don't know.
However,
we haven't got used to their menus.
But baby, we look at the menu. There was only like 5 or 6 items on the menu. So
maybe they knew we were coming and we were first timers, and they figured they would not confuse us with all the stuff they have.
What? They don't have salad yet. So however, I don't think they serve breakfast. So, but what I'm saying is their chicken wasn't too bad. Their fries wasn't all that. I'm more like a Chick-fil-A fries type of person. But if you haven't checked them out, listen, it wasn't bad. I'm just saying.
It took 3 months to get her to try it.
Because listen, we have been busy and we wanted to go.
We're passing by several times like, let's try.
But here's the thing. We wanted to go on a Friday. Since you were on vacation. We talked about how we were gonna go on a Friday. Mm-hmm. We're like, okay, we want to make sure.
And she finds some reasons not to.
No, I don't want to eat Cane's on Friday night. But we've been busy on Saturdays, so therefore I was like, let's just try it on Sunday. Although I was debating, I was back and forth, I'm like, because I'm a Lucille type of person too.
We got to go back because we ate it while we were driving. We got to get it where we can either come home or sit at the restaurant and sit and enjoy it. Yeah,
maybe. We'll see. Listen, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. But
it wasn't
Chick-fil-A, you know you got competition. But you guys know how much we love Chick-fil-A here. Chick-fil-A, there's no competition between them.
They're a different type of chicken.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A chicken is better.
It's a different type of chicken.
Yes, that's
But anyway, so that's our blissful moments, I
feel like mine was food. There we go.
Yeah, hers was food. Yeah. That's our blissful moment. So let's get into the topic of the day, which is, again, submission.
Yo.
But this is more like the power of submission, especially when you submit early.
We've been talking about submission. I'm sleeping. I'm dreaming about submission. I'm like, babe, what are we talking about? And we say we're going to talk about submission this month.
We got to wrap it up.
We were like, it's time for submission to go.
Yes. So
I agree.
This is the last time you'll hear us talk about submission.
I agree.
But it's important. I mean, there's a lot of good point we talked about.
Let's recap. Yeah, how about recap?
Like, for starters, we think of submission, we think of bad stuff. But that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about not giving up power, but we're talking about, good communication, trust, and being vulnerable to the people that you're with.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, people usually think, submission, you want to control me? No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying...
But sometimes they be controlling people, I'm just saying.
Yes, it's not about surrendering your autonomy. You will still have your freedom to do what you want to do. But instead, it's making a choice to prioritize your partner's needs. Say, if you and I were doing something, I can give what you're doing a bit more priority over mine and at least be able to see your way.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. Not, hey, it's all about me and not
Right.
We both will still have a voice.
That's controlling.
And I tell you, when you look at submission in this way, it allows you to build a much better relationship, a much deeper relationship rather, with your partner.
I agree.
Where you can have harmony and you can have better intimate interaction. Let me just stop it there.
And the connection is better too.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like, as you said, in the beginning, when you submit in the beginning to your partner it flows better.
Yes.
It really does flow. And because you kind of know what to expect, you kind of know, like, okay, if we're going to spend our lives together, so therefore we are going to do this thing together and we need to work together to make it happen.
Yeah. It's about compromising.
Yes.
Giving a little here and there. Now, that would be different for all of us. Some will be a little bit easier at doing it.
Right.
Others would resist as much as they can.
There's people, listen, we know there's people out there. There's a lot of us ladies. We very hard-headed. We don't want to listen to what our man is telling us to do. So, yeah, it's going to be hard for some people. Like, was it hard for me? It wasn't as hard for me in the beginning because, let's just leave it there.
I'm just not going to comment. But one thing that helps us, we try to communicate.
Right.
And make that a key point about our relationship. Because when you talk about submission, communication is right there with it because it allows you to understand. But more than ever, it allows you to create an environment where we can have open conversation, honest conversation, where one is not like so quickly to jump and fight.
Right.
But we can have non-judgmental yes, conversation. You know what? And it does help because it helps us reduce fights. And when you're ready to fight, you don't understand because you're so ready to defend your point, you barely hear the other person. But when you create some good grounds for communication, yes, I had to teach her.
I still do that. I'm just being honest.
I'm still teaching her. Just relax. It's not all about. No, you can chill a little.
Yeah.
But communication is important. It allows you to understand. It allows you to really, really, really get to know this person. And I know I've gotten to know Cecile, and she's gotten to know me. Sometimes she's like ready to go, and I'm like, let's Let's chill.
Listen, I have a temper. I do. But at the same time, I do know how to control it. I don't rebuttal, though. Do I rebuttal, baby?
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do.
Sometimes I do.
And sometimes she would look for a fight. And you know what? Knowing me, I'm like, shoot, you're not getting a fight from me. It's because here's the thing. You get into a fight. I get pissed. She gets pissed. She's not apologizing. I have to apologize.
But I do apologize sometimes. Sometimes. You already hear the word sometimes. I do.
I have to apologize so we can move on. So I'm like, you know what?
That is really messed up.
It does happen.
Okay,
this is not making it up. It does happen.
All right.
But we can still have an open conversation.
Okay.
And we've had many. And, you know, I say this to say that as good as we may seem, we still have disagreement. We still have issues. Moments where we where Sissy wants a fight and she doesn't get one. It does happen. But it's good to make sure that you have that. It's good to make sure that you keep that communication line open.
Yeah.
I'm the type, I don't get pissed. Well, unless it's absolutely necessary, I'll get upset.
You don't get pissed easily.
I don't get pissed easily.
There you go.
It's been so long since I gotten pissed. Maybe I don't get pissed anymore.
He's lying. He got pissed that's long ago.
But good dialogue is important. That's the point that I'm making. Good dialogue and try to listen. Because sometimes I know that's an issue I had. I typically would have an answer before you even finish telling me what you're telling me.
Yeah.
But I've learned to hold the answer back and listen. Because I've learned on several occasions that whatever the answer that I had, after I finished listening, the answer changed because there was part of the information that I hadn't heard yet when I formulated the previous answer. So it's important to listen because that allows you to be better communicators.
Of course.
Because the worst thing you could do for your partner is to come up to a conclusion before hearing the whole story.
Yeah.
And some people got long stories. I'll just say that. Hey, listen, when you take this approach, it allows you and your partner to not be so apart from each other. You become someone who's approachable, someone that your partner will feel comfortable to come in and have conversation with you. Now, she knows that I can twist words and put words in people's mouth, but I try not to do it and I try to listen. So that allows her to just express herself. Even though sometimes she'll tell me something and I turn her and she's like, well, nah, I can't talk my mind. I'm like, no, you can talk your mind. Just keep talking your mind.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta talk. We have a voice. We have to speak.
We have to.
But my husband sometimes likes to cut me off. And I'm like, let me say what's in my mind. I need to speak it. Sometimes
before I even, she's like, you got to let me finish. I'm like, I'm not even stopping you.
Yes, you do stop me, honey.
Well, look at you different.
Yes. However, you want to cut off.
Look at you funny.
You have been. I know you have. You have looked at me funny. And then sometimes you like cut to the point. And I'm like, let me make the long path so that way you understand the detail behind what I'm trying to say. However, I do know that you don't really care much for
sometimes I'm forced to listen to the details.
And he wants like, go ahead, baby, just summarize. Just go ahead and compile everything. I can't do that. I want you to hear every single word that I have to say.
Yeah. And yes, she forced me to listen. But you know what?
I don't force you.
I have been listening, and more importantly, as we have had disagreement with each other, we try to do it in a way that we never disrespect each other in the process.
Right.
And that's important because disagreement bound to happen. And when you start disrespecting the person that you're with, it creates another problem. Right. So yes, she may force me to listen to the details.
The details are important.
And afterwards, yes, I listen to the detail and we'll find a way. And I'll tell you, I had your answer already for you. But we make sure that the line of respect, we never crossed it.
Right.
And yes, There's many times that after hearing the details, I kind of give in a little, or I ended up seeing it her way because the details were so compelling.
Okay.
And she makes a good case sometimes.
I sure do. I should be a liar. I'm telling you.
She does make a good case. I got to give it to her.
Well, thank you. I do.
Yeah, after forcing me.
Well, okay.
Hey, you know, and listen, when you set your relationship on the basis of listening and communication, what you'll find is that both partners will feel like they're consistently being heard. Listening, very important. Being valued. Forced me to listen to her point, and afterwards I ended up seeing that yes, she's got a point, and obviously trusted.
Right.
Because yeah, when your partners make good points, you tend to have more trust in them.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, and on the subject of trust, you know, submission allows you to build trust early in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned that last few podcasts ago. We talked about trust, communication.
Oh yeah, it seems like trust and
Yes.
communications always find its way into our podcast.
Yes, this is all about relationship. This is what this is what relationship is about. Seriously, trust
Well,
and communication.
trust is important.
Of course, then love. You know,
Yeah.
love is first, trust, then communication. So
Yeah. So when you start early, it allows you to trust this person early on. And if you trust whoever you're with early on, you're bound to have a solid relationship. Now,
yeah,
obviously, you got to learn to prioritize the other person's sensitivity and needs and so forth. Because early on, some of us could be a bit harsh. So learn to see things or see where the other person's coming
Right.
from. Very important. And obviously we mentioned respect earlier, very important, but care and also reliability, those are important
Right.
things as well.
and I know we want to make sure that, as we said the last 3 podcasts 3 weeks ago, when we think about submission, it's really not about losing yourself.
No.
It's not. It's just the word. I feel like somebody should just take this word submission and change it. Because when you hear the word submission, you really feel like
You're giving in all that you
giving
have.
in all that you have, like literally. But it's not.
No.
It's not. When you think about it, it's really not.
No. It requires a little bit of bending. It requires some compromising.
Well, yes.
So you do give in a little bit, but you still maintain your voice.
Right. It's not like you, yes, master, right?
Yeah.
No, master. Like the movie Coming to America, when the guy when she was like, "Would you like me to bow, master? Would you like me to bark?" Right?
No, I do not want to bark. but you know, and yes, so you don't lose yourself, but rather you get into a space where you feel okay to be vulnerable, a space where you can be open with your partner. It allows you to really understand the other person's feeling, but also it makes it comfortable for you to admit
When you're
that
wrong.
you're wrong
Right.
when you are wrong.
I just say when you're wrong.
And those things are important, especially, you know, being vulnerable. Some of us, we struggle with that. We struggle with allow ourselves to be in a position where we may feel powerless, because vulnerability gives in sometimes more than we expect, and we allow the person to see our true self. That could be a challenge. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when you're at a place where you trust the person that you're with and you've managed to establish that early on, it becomes less of a challenge for you to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And I know I've had my issues in terms of putting my guards down and let my true self be out.
Right.
But now I'm good. I don't care. And listen, by choosing this to be to submit early on and build that trust, it allows you to send a powerful message to your partner, telling your partner that I'm here for you, I value you, I respect you. This connection that we have, it's deep. It allows you to get these on really early on.
Right.
And I tell you, when your relationship starts off Now, I'm not talking about first date. I'm talking about maybe the first few months.
Mm-hmm.
When your relationship starts off that way, you have a decent future.
Right.
Now, that means you must be compatible, right? If there's incompatibility, you're still going to have issues.
Mm-hmm.
But if you understand each other and you're compatible with each other, yes,
Yeah.
you'll have these things. And you get to show the person that they can rely on you. That's where that reliability
Which is
comes
important. Like, I can trust you. Like, I'm going to do what you asked me to do by trusting you.
Yeah. And that you can rely on me, that gives you a sense of security. You know that I can protect you. I got your back.
Yeah.
And listen, your woman would love you.
Yeah.
And they'll marry you on the spot.
Of course.
But yes, in those
I married him
things.
4 years later.
Yeah, all these things.
Not that I didn't trust you. I did trust you. I just married you 4 years later, not on the spot. Because this man, y'all, a little backstory. My husband, we're dating, and I'm like, okay, 3 years into our dating, where are we going? Are we getting engaged? Are we doing something?
Yeah, I kept telling her soon.
Yep, that was his words. Soon. And my mom is like, okay, let's sit down and try to figure out how long is soon, because soon is not tomorrow. And soon wasn't like 6 months. Soon was like 2 years. No, soon was a year.
I was planning on being with you for like 8 years
feel like
before I married you.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
You soon.
Yeah, this was his thing. And I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? 4 years into our 3 years into us dating, what are we doing?
I had to make sure that you're right. You know?
Okay. Let's not say anything else.
I had to make sure that you're good. But
I had to make sure that he was all right. I'm just saying.
I guess she had to make sure I'm all right. Yeah, she had people watching me.
No, I didn't.
That one time I saw an old friend of mine and I happened to give her a hug before I got home.
I didn't have people watching you, sir. We go to a church where everyone knew that we were dating. So therefore, if you go and give another girl a good old friendly hug.
I'm a hugger.
You a man. Why would you want to be hugging people? Like, what?
Ladies like to hug me.
What can I say? What are you talking about?
She had people watching me.
I didn't have it. No one. People were more like protecting me from your bad self because you going around hugging young woman while you dating another one that goes faithfully to the church, which by the way it was 24 years last Monday. Faithfully to the church, and you go in and go hug people. What do you think is gonna happen? Oh wow, Cece, did you see your man hugging another woman? Like a very friendly hug to y'all. A very, 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 very.
I rubbed her back. Anyway, let's not get off topic here.
I don't know how someone would not feel bad or feel a certain way. More like the word is a certain way. You're dating someone and you hear that they're hugging another woman like very tightly and very friendly. Like, what are we doing here? I'm just saying. Anyways.
See, I cannot defend myself.
Move on. You can't because you have nothing to say.
Yeah, let's talk about vulnerability. Come on now. And listen, when you're in a relationship, everything bound to happen. And obviously, I've learned my lesson. That you don't go around and hugging people because it makes her feel it
would make anybody feel a certain way, not just me.
So up until this day, I don't hug anybody. If someone comes to me, I gotta just extend my hand.
You married, baby.
Let's shake.
Unless if it's my mom or my sister.
Even her mom, I kind of hug.
My mom, my sister-in-law.
Even my mother, I kind of hug.
Your sister-in-law.
Yes, so
You're a married man. Even I'm a married woman. I don't go around hugging men. Like you guys know how it is when you're married and you're hugging a man. If it's not a family member, then people might see you, and then before you know it, hey, I see, I saw so and so hugging so and so, and before you know it, here goes the rumor. You know.
So if you're in a relationship,
you shouldn't be hugging nobody unless it's family member.
If your partner is like her, no hugging.
Like,
In fact,
it's just common sense.
don't even crack a joke with anyone of the opposite sex.
I never say that, but okay.
Learn.
I'll take that too.
I'm speaking from experience.
Why do you feel like your life is in danger? I feel like your life is in danger.
I'm speaking from experience.
I feel like you're trying to I feel like you're sending a signal, help, my life is in danger. That's what I feel like you're trying to say.
Listen, good thing that I've learned to put her needs first. So because I understand what's important to her and I understand the things that makes her feel uncomfortable. So I bent a little. I decided never to hug anybody else except family members. So yeah, my hugging days were done. And that was part of me submitting, understanding what's important to her and bent a little and stopped hugging.
Yeah.
To this day, I still don't hug people except close family members.
Of course.
So think of what's important to your partner. And their needs may be something tangible. Mm-hmm. Their needs may be maybe a behavior that you need to change on your side. Mm-hmm. But showing the person that you care and you're there to be part of this relationship and you're there to do what's important and you respect their feelings. And it's a two-way thing. It's not just me. She had to bend a little. Right. Not as drastic as she made me bend, but
we the ladies don't bend that much. I'm just saying it's y'all. You guys are the ones that should do the bending, not us.
Hey, if it's necessary.
My dad did a lot of bending.
Your dad? I'm sure he did.
You know the story.
Yes. Your mother was lucky.
No, my dad was lucky.
Yeah. So, when you submit and you bend a little to put your partner's needs first, that's a way of showing love. Mm-hmm. A way of telling your partner that
you deeply love them and trust them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't love you, I'd go around and keep hugging my people and do things,
Yeah, and you'll probably still be at your mom's house.
But I knew what was important, so I did what I had to do.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So, and in all seriousness, if there's some behaviors, there's certain things you do that make your partner feel unsafe.
Right.
Right? Is this relationship going to last? And that's something that could really put someone on edge. If all the behaviors you're showing, saying that, hey, I don't care about this relationship, then where do you leave this person?
Yeah, and I don't think it's a level of maturity. I think it's just a level of understanding.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Some people are in a relationship, they don't quite understand what it means to be in a relationship.
Because some people might say it as, oh, she's immature or she doesn't really have
Now,
much.
there are people that are jealous, and that jealousy could be immature.
Yes, I agree. However, this was not that. This was more like it is this or that. This is this or.
Yeah, like if you keep checking my phone and checking my text, I'll have problems with that.
I don't do. I just my man.
So
I'll do it once a month.
So there's some bending that are unnecessary. Now, if I don't have anything, if I don't give you any reason to keep checking up on me, then don't.
Right.
Although some people had me watch, make sure I don't hug anybody, but I'm not going to go there.
I have no one watching you, just so you know, sir. It's just that I was a faithful Christian person at my church, and people were just protecting me.
Yeah.
It was just a level of protection. That's how much people at my church have for me or on me, whichever way.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, this is our podcast on wrapping up the whole submission series.
Yes.
And as we've said in the other podcasts is, when you submit, you're not giving up your rights. You're not giving up yourself. You get to explore the other person's viewpoints by submitting, by understanding, by putting yourself in a position where you can really understand that person and where they're coming from.
Right.
So for that, we encourage all of you, whether you're in a new relationship or you've been in a relationship for many years, try to view submission as a form of love where you're not really giving up control, but rather you're deepening your connection with that person.
Right.
So Practice open and honest communication with that person. Try to listen and not answer before you get to hear the whole point that they're trying to make.
I agree. Listen.
Build trust.
Yes.
Which
is so important.
Yeah, and be there for your partner, and don't be afraid to show your true self.
Yes.
Because you can't expect someone to love you if they've never seen you in a place where you are vulnerable.
Right.
Remember, relationship is about growing together. Cece and I, we've done a lot of growing.
Listen.
And we still have a whole lot more growing
y'all.
to do.
18 years. So we ready to begin our own.
Yeah. So we got a lot more way to go.
We do.
But you know what? Just like life is a work in progress, so is relationship.
Right.
Now remember this principle or these things we've talked about over the last few weeks or so.
Yeah.
They're helping you set in the stage for more love, more happiness.
Yes.
More respect, and a better relationship. If it leads to you tying the knot, that's even better.
And yeah.
If it leads to you just cohabiting for the rest of your life without tying the knot, if that's what you want.
Hey, whatever, rock your boat.
Yeah. But don't get so hung up on yourself and says, I will never submit to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Take the whole ways of thinking about submitting and look at it differently.
Right.
It's a way of building something together with someone that you care deeply about. And if I say I care deeply about you, I can bend a little for you.
That's right.
Just like I did for Sissy. So guys, again, thank you very much for listening to our podcast on submission.
Yeah.
This is wrapping up the series. I'm hoping that we've shared a whole lot with you guys to give you enough info as to whatever makes sense for you to submit to your partner. So remember to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Please leave some comments. We appreciate it. Sis has been replying to the comments lately. Now she's got some time.
Yeah, and it has been helping too. So let's give them some.
Yeah, I've been helping too. Yes, I have. But we appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for listening and for participating in this submission series. I don't know what else Sis has got in store, but I'm sure it's something good. But until we get to that.
Yeah, and let me know what you guys want us to talk about too, because sometimes, listen, finding content, great content to talk about can be very much.
It can be hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not much help.
And he's not. And I'm like, okay, this is 3 days. I haven't come across. I haven't found anything that we want to talk about. So yes, let me know what you guys want us to talk about. Leave it down below. Leave it in the comment section. And please, whatever it is, we'll talk about it. As long as it's clean and all about relationship, we'll talk about it. So
yes. So thank you very much. And we will see you guys next Saturday. Peace.